Bing, 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 bing. Hello, everybody. Looking fresh, hell yeah, boy. Woody probably won't be here for another 20 minutes. So we're going to sit here and chat for a little bit. We're going to just get a head start. Braves keep selling. I didn't even see what they did yesterday. Let's go look what the Braves did yesterday. Oh, Braves. One motherfucking run, huh? So the score that I turned it off on is the one that they won with. Let's go. I don't get the Braves. I don't get them, right? Like, the problem is, I understand what Brian Snicker has to do with his problem, right? You don't want to rob people of their confidence. But, like, some dudes ain't got no confidence. Like, Michael Harris goes up there every time and he's golfing. Like, he just has a straight golf swing. Like, some of these people need to stop listening to the people they have. The people play too much into the analytics. There's this whole launch angle thing that goes around baseball for the last 5 years or so. And this launch angle thing is terrible, right? Generally, what you want to do is you want to hit a ball in a plane, right? The ball's coming. Let me go to big camera scene. Turn my background off. All right, let me kick up the lights here. So my camera. All right, so hold up, it's a little too bright. So if the ball's coming in this way, right? You want the bat to come in this way. It's called even plane, right? You want to be on plane with the baseball, right? This is how you hit a line drive. Ball comes in, bang, you hit it hard, right? That's how people have done it for 100 years, right? Lately, launch angles came in. So generally you have a pretty good chance to hit this. Launch angles, now, so the ball comes in this way, bat comes in this way, right? So now you have a much harder time to hit this ball square, right? Because the ball's going to be going. Now you got to hit the ball like this. So, like, if you don't hit it just right, like, absolutely time it perfectly, you're going to pop it up to, like, the infielder, or you're going to hit a foul ball, right? Or you're going to get a strike. Those are the three outcomes. That's why strikeouts have become more accepted in baseball, is because hitters are more likely to do that. And the problem is, look at it like this, right? Look at it as like when you're playing like a baseball game on the PlayStation.
You dressed up?
Yeah.
You dressed up for this?
I see you dressed up too. Or you got stuff all over your new shirt.
It's my free new shirt. It's cool. That's so cute.
By the way, my camera's on now, right now.
I'm not coming in here. Don't
Okay.
worry. That's so cute that you dressed up. You look very handsome.
Thank you. Use this in trail boss language. That's what I'm about to do, using trail boss language. But like, look, say if you play baseball in like a game and like like circle is power hitting, like everybody's up there power hitting at all times, right? Power hitting. Ball comes in, power hitting. They're hitting C, 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 C. When the motherfuckers need to be hitting A, right? They need to hit the contact button. Because like back in the day when like the Braves were really successful. Granted, they got the same number of World Series as the power hitting time, but back in the day when they were really successful, what would happen is everybody would be just a line drive hitter, right? You hit the ball on the plane, and if it went over the wall, it went over the motherfucking wall. Are you hitting 60 home runs a year? No, you're not. But you're not hitting fucking, you're not hitting like 200 with like an OPS of 580, right? And then there's people like Ozzy, whose bat speed is so slowed down considerably. Like Ozzy just doesn't have the bat speed he used to have, right? You had Ozzy's bat speed going down, and the new ball, which has higher stitches on it, which causes more drag. Ozzy went from being a guy that hits 25 home runs a year to a guy that's struggling to hit 10. Right, and the problem is he's still trying to hit 25 home runs a year. So what Ozzy does is he hits a lot of trash balls that barely go anywhere, or he'll beat out a dirt single, and then he has one of the worst OPSs in baseball. Right, Michael Harris is the same way. Michael Harris is a guy who used to hit 25 home runs a season. Now he strikes out 25 times a weekend. It's what it is. I mean, like, and they don't change, right? Austin Riley seems like he wants to change, but he's lost his power. But like he's still batting well. He's batting 280. I mean, but the problem is every time he goes up in a clutch situation, he wants to try to hit the cover off the ball, and it just doesn't work. Yeah, I seen Boogie's making fun of me with the table situation. So like, the problem with the Braves is it's all mental, right? They're not making the playoffs this year. Why pretend we're making the playoffs this year? There's no path to the playoffs this year. So at this point, it's time to experiment. But it is what it is with that. They'll make the way to give up on my team. They're 10 games back at the All-Star break in the wild card.
They got this. They can do it. From worst to first. They did it in 91.
The difference in 91 is we had actual good players.
We have good players.
I was just explaining how Ozzy. First off, baseball dictates who does well. Like when I say
baseball is rigged.
A little bit, yeah.
So you're saying, so why do we even watch it if we already know that?
Because it's not completely rigged. It's not completely rigged. It's advantaged, right? And almost all sports are advantaged, right? There's little things. You remember how you used to watch NASCAR when you were a little girl, and like the people that
older, but okay.
Yeah, the people that won were the people that had the most advantages, right? Like
a stock car is a stock car.
That's not.
Here was the thing about stock cars and racing. You had to figure out your own little advantages because they had rules that you had to work around. So the advantages they got was because they had engineers and stuff that found ways to not cheat, but work within the system to win.
Cheating. But like for example, like you realize, remember when the season started and the Yankees were hitting 1,500 home runs?
Talk about the trucks. What do you think about the AT4?
I own one.
What color is your favorite color of the Silverado?
Red. Why are we talking about trucks?
Why can't we talk about trucks?
Jumpin' Joe says I watch sports for betting. Well, it's like it is. It's all rigged. Like remember how the Yankees got all those home runs beginning of the year, and the Dodgers were knocking the cover off the ball.
Oh Lord.
It's because they had different baseballs, right? They had baseballs with lower thread, which created less drag, so their baseballs were traveling 17 feet further than everybody else in the league, right? Like all it takes is somebody to talk to that umpire behind the plate, be like, "Hey, burr, 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 burr." Like, granted, like 95% of all baseball is played out just like a sport, but that little 5% window where like somebody wants to like, because all it takes is somebody to put a baseball with more drag in play, and that power hitter ain't a power hitter no more. He's a guy that's going to fly out to left field. That's just not true. 100% it's true. Go look it up. It's been debunked. Like all MLB will say on this is like, oh, we've adjusted the baseball this year, or they're all hand sewn. You have NBA players from the '90s saying like, if you're going to beat these guys, you got to beat these guys, right? Because refs will fuck you. Like you see it in football all the time. Refs fucking people. MLB is not my thing. Sir Smashburger, I know more about baseball than you've forgotten about baseball. I'm going to let you know this. Goes to vape. Hmm. Do I like fishing? I like riding the river. I'm not so keen on the fishing part. No, I haven't seen 28 years. Hey, 1 2 cents. Thank you for the $5, my man. Larry stopped watching PK about 6 years ago. Since been a fan since day one because the way you guys with shit on wings. I'm so happy to see you guys doing the stream together. Woody will come in about 10 minutes. I started my stream a little early. Ghost of 8, I asked you on locale twice. You stood me up both times. Go to hell, bud. No, twice. You even came back and said, "Oh, I ain't gonna fuck with you this time." 2 times. 2 times. Stood me up. I don't know what my weight is. Like I feel like I've lost weight, but what I did is I've cut back on my soda. I allow myself like 2 sodas a day or 40 ounces. And I usually try not to drink that, but I allow myself that. That's the only change I've made. Yeah, sodas come in 20-ounce bottles. Cans do exist. I understand cans exist, and I was about to say this before you guys wanted to make fun of me. But if I have 2 cans, I consider 2 cans my quota as well. Like, you know, get some of the South Carolina's finest, Deer Park. Chill a lot. Thank you for the $5, boo. Rick card. I literally stopped. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the 14, Rickard. Chemicals. It's a start, man. Like, you understand, like, I used to drink like 6, 7 sodas a day. Like, I would literally drink over half my calories in soda. Why not diet soda? Because diet soda sucks ass. That's why not diet soda. I have a. My thing is, like, when I get bored, I want to eat. But like, if I'm busy, I don't really give a shit about eating. But I drink too much soda. Right. So if I like to sit around and got nothing to do, which I always have something to do or something I could be doing, but if I'm not motivated to do what I need to do to move myself forward in life, and I want to sit around and just like watch YouTube videos, I want to eat. Right. My latest jam lately has been fucking cheesesteaks. I want to eat, but like generally, like even the days I don't want to eat, I'll just drink soda, and like that soda is what actually puts the weight on me. Like when I was like 330, what kick started my ascent back up to 400 pounds was I realized my body could handle soda again, and as soon as I could handle soda again, I went from like 330 to 400 within like a 4-month period, 5-month period. Well, I'm just saying, like, if you gave me the choice between water and diet soda, I'm drinking water. Like, I drink soda. If I'm gonna drink soda, I'm gonna drink fucking soda. I don't want like the half-assedness of it. Coke Zero does not taste exactly like Coke. That's a lie. Drop you some poison axes or anything? Nah, I got. So I played a little bit without Woody just to kind of go back through the areas because I felt like we ran through the areas a little fast. So I went back and I bought the Suja Warrior Spear. Actually, I think I bought one and one dropped, and I bought the pointed stick, which is the fire thing. And I went back and found the poison javelin and the fin. I'm still the same level and everything. Everything else I have on, I bought from. Let me click over here. I gotta turn the lights back down. I'm sorry. It's hard to see with the lights full bright. Everything else I bought from this guy.
In Radiance, judgment.
There's also this key. This is the key we were looking for, the Pilgrim's Perch key. So I texted Willie like, "Hey, I found our key." I didn't buy that.
Our Immaculate Lady will bring redemption.
I also spent some souls to buy some Brio stones. I'm gonna split half of these with Woody. But we're still in the same spot. No, I asked Woody if I could go back in the areas and like go look through stuff because like Woody gets lost a little bit. I do too, a little bit. So I just went back to the fin here. Because I'm always going to be ahead of him in souls. Because I can't theoretically lose my souls. You know, just came back through this area right here. Did some exploring. That's all we basically did. Oh, we played R6 last night. I could probably sit and talk some shit, dude. Like I left last night early. Because, like, man, it's so rough playing with Fresh. It's like, granted, I went like 6 and 8 in the last game. But, like, Fresh went 0 and 9 or some shit like that. It's like my man went 0 and 9 and didn't do anything. Like, just shit like this. Like, just wandered around and just killed stuff on the path. So I've pretty much got this area down pat at this point. And that leads into this area. Just like the village. I'm not good myself. I'm perfectly serviceable. Like, when you say I'm not good, you're comparing me to, like, maybe the best in the game. Which that itself is unfair. Right? Like, you can be a good driver without being a NASCAR driver, is what I'm saying. Like, I can hang in every type of lobby there is, right? Every now and then, everybody's going to have a bad game. Right? That's almost clockwork. Somebody's going to have a bad game, no matter who you are. Like, last night, Bip went 1 and 6 in one game. I went 1 and 4 in one game. It happens, right? Part of Rainbow. But then there's guys that have a 0.2 KD. And it's like, why do we bring this guy with us all the time? Like, I understand he's your friend. But he obviously can't hang in this area. So basically, I did this a lot, and like, just kind of sat around and went through all the water areas here. And I use any excess souls I got to buy Brio stones and equipment and stuff like that. I didn't really jump ahead in levels or anything. So we need to go to the hamlet. Where's Woody at? All right. All right, matchmaking's happening. Literally waiting for me. I'm in his Discord. Oh, he wants me to jump into the voice. I jumped into Woody's voice chat. He hasn't moved me yet. I don't like Neo. I don't like the way Neo plays. Neo has like that roguelike aspect of it. Never was a fan. Not to mention it's a little too Japanese for my taste. I'm just not a huge fan of that aesthetic. That samurai like tree with the white leaves flowing in the wind aesthetic with like the where everything's a demon and like you use a samurai, the coat of Bushido. I'm just not a fan of that aesthetic. It's not even against Japanese. Japan as itself.
Status.
Oh, hey, it's Woody.
What's up, man? So you're in. You just popped in the Discord.
Say what?
Hold on. I was confused. Okay, somebody must have put you. DP put you here, perhaps.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I'm just opening the game. Sup, Wings?
Good.
Germ-free orphan. Germ-free orphan. We keep positive vibes, Brad. Please. All right.
That's a screenshot right there.
There we are. My controller works.
Hello again, friend.
So I think I'm by.
We should be at the Hamlet.
Your path be blessed.
At the Hamlet.
The Hamlet.
I'm at the vestige of the Pale Butcher. So
That's the one. That's the one.
that's the one. Oh, okay, good. So now multiplayer, I guess.
Yes, I have mine already queuing. You just gotta hit your button.
Okay. I'm gonna hide my screen for just a second.
Is the password
we
out?
don't, I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was gonna show. Was it back in player?
Yes. So I found the key. I sent you a text message.
I replied. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was praising you on chat.
Yeah. I didn't buy it because I didn't know if it would transfer to your world.
I see.
But I did buy a bunch of healing stones for us.
Oh, thank you. I always need those. Let me rest here real quick.
Yeah, people were
All
criticizing.
right. Oh, I'm sorry.
People were criticizing me for like playing without Woody. I'm like, I didn't really do much. Like, I didn't jump ahead in level. Like, I just went back and just looked through the side areas and used
I
whatever.
told everyone that, like, Wings hit me up, said, do you mind? He found the key, making so we won't be just running around in circles, better stream. I think you did a great thing, so I'm here for it.
I also found
All right.
another area that we could go to, but I didn't open it.
Is this it? Is this the new area?
No, this is a new area, but there's another area
I see.
that kind of opens to us.
A ring. Is that like an Elden Ring talisman, maybe?
I'm gonna hide my screen chat for a second. I'm gonna make sure that the password stays in. It does not. All right, so we got to put the password back in.
Wait, are we in the game together?
No.
Who am I playing with? Wait a second. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel bad. I just beckoned a random. I'm like, Wings is here. This works so well.
Our password is reset.
I wasn't. I was like, I had this warm vibe. Kick Elizabeth. Is that what I want to do?
Elizabeth getting the boot.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth. You seemed lovely. I didn't know what I did.
Time to go live at the bottom of the pool.
Oh man. Oh no.
My wife criticized me because I got dressed up for our session.
Why would she criticize you? Where did we put the password? Was it?
It's in the settings. You go to the settings, and then you go. There's a
right.
multiplayer tab. Which, while you're doing this, I want to take the time to rant that games like user interfaces have gotten way too loaded. I remember when I was a kid, user interfaces had like 4 options. Now you got like 23.
Chad said, first I hit that girl when I was 13 years old. Now I kick Elizabeth. It is a pattern. They're not wrong.
You hit a girl at 13? I've never heard this story.
What? You've heard this story. I made like a couple videos on it. But the fast forward version is this. When I was a freshman in high school, 13 years old, this girl bullied the heck out of me. I was really late to puberty, so I looked like a girl almost. And you know that thing people do with their hands where they like make an hourglass shape to like describe a beautiful woman?
Mm-hmm.
She would do that to me because I didn't have broad shoulders, but I had like a woman's hips almost. And she'd always do that. And she constantly called me a bag, kind of. Not really a bag, though, if you could follow what I'm saying. A maggot, you might say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she called me that all the time, constantly. I had gym class with her. And this girl, by the way, was beautiful. She was like one of the most beautiful girls in our class. She was dating the captain of the wrestling team, and who was a junior, and she was bullying me every day. I did not know about her boyfriend. Anyway, so like when we walked back from the track to the school itself, which was like 2 blocks, she would just follow me like 5 steps behind, calling me a maggot, doing that thing with her hands where she like made fun of my hourglass shape and just like mocking me. She mocked my lack of leg hair, which was a sensitive subject for me. I'm sure she knew. And it was awful. Anyway, one day I said, talk like that will get you slapped. That was probably a mistake because then she starts begging, slap me, slap me. I dare you, maggot. You don't have the balls. Slap me, slap me. And I didn't. And then the next day, gym class again. Slap me, slap me. I dare you. Slap me. Go ahead, do it. You don't have the balls. Wings, I put my hand down by my knees and I gave her the backhand to end all backhands, swinging with all I had across this girl's face. And she was in for the shock of her life. She had the 5 fingers on her face, and there were like some white knights like pushing and stuff. But I broke. She heckin' broke me. And anyway, then I find out her boyfriend's looking for me. And I don't know anything about this. I'm like, what does this guy look like? And they're like, he'll be wearing a tie today because he's competing in wrestling today. It was like a high school thing.
Mhm.
The athletes wore a shirt and tie on game day. And I was like, all right, well, that narrows it down quite a bit. You know, he'll have like wrestling pins and the tie, and he's captain of the wrestling team. Anyway, I'm scared all day, right? Like, I'm not delusional enough to think that I can beat the captain of the wrestling team. I'm just ready to take what's coming. And I'm eating my lunch, sitting down at the table, like almost prison style, arms around the food. And he taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Are you Woody?" And I'm like, yeah, that's me. He goes, "Did you hit Jen?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And he goes, "Yeah, I know what she can be like. Don't do that anymore." I was like, "Okay, I accept your terms." And that was how it ended.
Yeah.
That's my story.
I figured it'd be something like that. I'm sure Jen is like 2 divorces deep in her life at this point.
I don't know. I haven't followed her or anything. But are we? So we're matchmaking. Did you put the same password in as last time?
I did. I put the one that it was saved. Did
It's
you?
weird that it's taking this long. I'm gonna check and see if I made a mistake.
Is it? Let me go make sure it's not case sensitive. I'm gonna type to you on Discord that this is what I put in.
That's perfect. I'm checking.
Let me make sure
I did it right also. Huh?
Okay. All right. It is. Check that. I click multiplayer. I'm gonna stop join.
Maybe it's join session instead of beckon player.
Possibly.
What if it's join session
Try join session.
shared? Okay, I'm trying that. There's also join session shared progress.
That's the one I click.
Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to do number 3 and you do number 4?
I think it's either yours either number 1 or number 3 at this point.
Okay, I tried 1. Now I'm trying 3.
Oh, you're supposed to click. So you didn't do 2 at all? I thought 2 was the surefire answer.
Oh, I'm doing 2 now. Oh, no, that gives me a list of Steam friends.
Oh, okay,
which we
okay.
should probably do.
Probably do 3.
Okay, I'm doing 3. And Jacob, when you say audio is unbalanced, can I have more help there? Am I louder? Wings is coming through pretty quiet. Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna go with the Chris Rock here. Cat is gods. I'm not advocating for hitting women, but sometimes it's something you understand.
I think that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right, but I understand it.
Because I've met girls just like Jen in my life that as soon as you showed them a weakness, it's like, oh, you want to hit me? You're not going to hit me. Because they want to be they want to be the center of attention. It's an attention thing. Like, what did prepubescent Woody do to her other than look weird?
Thanks, Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah. After this, Wings and I are going to co-op Jen. She's the new boss fight.
I'm sure there's a long list of people there to help with that. I'm sure she's got quite the body count at this point.
Oh, someone said Bill Burr, no reason to hit a woman is amazing. Yeah, that's it. It's like I think it might be Bill Burr you were talking about.
No, Chris Rock.
Oh, you are right. Yeah, but Bill Burr did a similar routine. He had that I think he talked about Is it Rihanna maybe?
It
Or Beyonce?
sounds
They're
like Rihanna got
like-
beat up by Chris Brown.
He's like, I'm not saying it was a reason, but what happened? I can't imagine she came out of the kitchen with the apron on and said, honey, the cookies are done. And he just went loose on her. Like, what led to it? I'm like, yeah, I'm curious. Anyway. Woody doesn't need a sword, just some baby power for the slaps.
Yeah. You know, I get accused of beating women now.
Really? Oh, it gets worse than that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you didn't see the whole lolcow thing?
Oh, I did see that. I did. See
Yeah,
that.
it's like, it's obviously I didn't know who was grabbing me. Because, like, when I first went into it, I had, like, this 6'5" monster on my hips. And then by the end of it, my wife was there. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. On the matchmaking thing, gosh,
Like I said, this is jank. Like it worked so quick last time.
it did. Now I wish I remembered exactly what we did.
Hold on. I'm going to close my game
Okay.
and refire it up and then try again. Because I don't
What's your-
remember if the game was still like loaded in when I turned my PlayStation on. Because sometimes that causes issues with networking.
Okay. We'll figure it out. What would I rate this game worth playing? So I like that it's co-op. And that helps it a lot. So far, I feel like it's kind of a high B. You know, like if I give Kazan an A and leave the S tiers for things like Elden Ring and Lies of P and Dark Souls 3, those are some of my favorites, then maybe this is a B. Better than the games I don't like. I hated Another Crab's Treasure. I didn't like Stellar Blade. At least I'm fighting things most of the time.
What'd you not like about Another Crab's Treasure?
Dude, okay. Two main complaints. One, I was often lost. I just couldn't figure out what the game wanted me to do, or where there were like vast open ocean areas you had to traverse, and I was confused. I'm awful at navigation. And two, a lot of the bosses had mechanics that took away your mobility. Sometimes you'd hide inside your shell. Sometimes they'd hit you with some sort of like immobilizing or slow moving thing. And I was just like, if there's one thing I really value in a game, it's like snappy reactive combat. And Another Crab's Treasure consistently took away my snappy reactiveness. I'm like, this just isn't my cup of tea.
See, I thought the answer was you got to the city and like, fuck, there's a city. Because I hate when it's like, I was like, Soul likes, I don't want a hub area that's like a city where a town where I can buy shit.
Okay. I found the city hard to navigate. I'm like, I wish it was a round table with like 5 dudes standing around it. Talk to him for the potions, him for the this.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, I'm looking around for the pawn shop.
I think we're going. I think that was our problem. I'm loading into somewhere.
Okay, I'll just wait.
Is it? Who is this? This ain't you. Oh.
What'd you say?
Oh. I forgot to put the password back in. I loaded it in somebody else's world.
Elizabeth, maybe.
No, this is don't forget. And like,
dude, my character jumps like I do, about 9 inches.
shit, you don't want to know my ups.
I'm not built for
my
height.
toes can leave the earth.
Woody, do you know the Ben Askren story? Wings, do you follow MMA at all?
I follow Ben Askren. I don't follow MMA that closely though. I know he needs lungs.
Right? It's weird that he's had a lot of medical issues actually. And I never thought he did perform like the kind of drugs that would hurt you, you know, like performance enhancing drugs that maybe make you age. Like he's never been that guy. But dude, he had a hip surgery and now he needs a lung transplant and hundreds of thousands and ouch, bro.
Yeah, it's like
I heard
half a million.
Jake Paul donated. Maybe Jake Paul will rescue him. I don't know.
Jake Paul should. I mean, like, did you see the last Jake Paul? I loaded into this dude's world, and now it's got me. So I'm gonna have to moth out of this. Jake Paul's last fight was a travesty, and I know he's suing people for saying shit like this.
What, in a travesty, do you mean you didn't like the fight itself, or?
It looked rigged.
Really?
Like I know people want to say like, oh, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul was rigged. I could see it, but it looked legitimate enough. It passed the smell test, right?
Okay.
The last one did not pass the smell test.
Really? Huh. Okay.
The hell? Like, this sucks.
The majority of them. Yeah.
No, like it gave me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different like low points I've never even been to.
So I'm just in option 3 under multiplayer. Still matchmaking.
Yeah.
I can stop and start it if we think it helps.
Nah, I messed the thing up, but I think he just pushed my world way far up. All right, let me try this again. Passwords in.
Chat said great stream. Thanks for the kind words. Really wasn't the. I was hoping to actually play the game, but
Well,
oh my God, Wings is really here. He is.
so like he fought this guy named Chavez, which was he's a retired boxer, like a very good boxer, but he's in the end of his life, his boxing career, right? He's right at the spectrum where like it's time to you're not physically fighting no more. But he had the skills, he has the footwork, he has the knowledge, he has the muscle memory. He's a legitimate fighter. And he pretty much threw 5 punches for the first 6 rounds. Like per round. So like 30 punches in total. And then round 7 and 8, he started actually throwing punches. His workload went from 5 punches a round to like 200. And there's one point in like round 7, I think it was round 7, he hit Jake Paul with a good hook and he pretty much held him up. And it's like, he's like, oh, what the fuck did I do? You know, that kind of shit.
Now I want to see it. I can't really hit it back. I didn't see the fight, but I'm interested.
And it's like, that does not look good at all.
My chat has a question for you, Wings. It caught my attention.
Okay.
If you were to become a superhero, would you keep Wings as your name?
I mean, honestly, like Wings is something I created as a whim to watch YouTube videos. Like I never created my channel with like making videos in mind. So like it's one of those things it just kind of happened, kind of like Boogie 2988.
That's awful branding. It took me years to memorize his numbers.
yeah, but like Boogie didn't create his account to make YouTube videos. He made it to be a commenter. And I'm in the same boat.
Really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I made my YouTube name strictly because because back when YouTube, you used to have an account to like subscribe to people. You couldn't like do it as a guest or anything like that. Which I don't know if you still can, but like so I had to make an account to subscribe to people because that's people I wanted to follow.
So where did Wings of Redemption come from? Like, is there an origin story?
It's a mixture. Like the idea came from King Tut's tomb. It's like on like
Okay.
death comes on swift wings was the quote on King Tut's tomb, and I took that and it inspired me to write the term Wings of Redemption. And I used to write a lot of songs and poems and stuff like that. And it's just something I came up with. You know, oh, that sounds cool. Wings of Redemption. So it's like death comes on wings, so King of Redemption.
Damn, that's deep. Mine's not nearly as deep. Let me just hit it back for you. I got a super chat. Been a PKA fan since day one. Thanks for the kind words, Rickard. He has kind things to say about you too, Wings. He thinks the community should treat you more nicely. Yeah, Woody's gamer tag. So my original gamer tag was Matt Woodworth. And then I read this article on what your gamer tag says about you. And it's like, using real name, it means you're old. I was like, it's a little on the nose. So I just changed it from Matt Woodworth to Woody's gamer tag. And
My first gamer tag was Astral Demigod.
Astral Demigod.
Astral Demigod.
Okay. I like it.
And then I switched it to unlimited UAV right before I started YouTube because me and a friend tried to, on World at War, we tried to make accounts that were like, who can hold the highest KD? Like we started new accounts, who can hold the highest KD? And he was like, I'm in the bush, and my name was Unlimited UAV. And like when I started YouTube, I'm like, well, I don't want to use my main account. Let me use my secondary account. And then my secondary account became my main account.
I'm in the bush would have fit your play style at the time, too.
Yeah.
All right. We are not doing this right. We just can't be. Maybe I'll stop and start matchmaking. Are you trying to match now?
Yeah, I was trying to match.
So I'm going to stop. And
I'm literally standing at the thing matchmaking.
Maybe I do Beckon player? No, yeah. If I do Beckon player and you do join session, but with the password, maybe that works.
I know for certain I had shared progress last time.
Okay. So I don't know for certain what I did. Maybe if you do shared progress again, I'll do number 1 and maybe we'll connect.
I'm hoping that the fact I joined that dude's game doesn't fuck us up.
Oh. Yeah. Whatevs. I hope it's fine. They released a patch today. I assume you have it? Maybe not. PlayStation's different. But it was supposed to improve the multiplayer experience.
Let me close the game. Got to remember to put the passcode back in.
Right. Check
for update. Your game has the latest version. Okay, I'm on the latest version.
Somebody said, I'm younger than Woody, but when I joined the Discord, I also use my legal name. I'm dense, and I feel you, Woody. Yeah, bro.
Manico, you're new to you know me from the LCU. What's the lore between you and Woody? Back in the day, there's this thing called Call of Duty. You might have heard of it. But it was it was super popular. It was the most popular game on the internet. And I kind of got pushed into it because I got laid off from the housing crash of 2008. And I was on unemployment at the time. So like, instead of being an outstanding citizen, I decided to try to make a career on the internet. And so I had all the equipment, everything ready because me and my friend Z7 Taylor were doing things. Well, fast forward short, I created a YouTube channel. And it got kind of popular. Machinima was starting to pop off, and Woody jumps in my sub box like, "Hey, want to do a dual commentary?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do a dual commentary." Needless to say, it's because it's an easy video for me, but it also helped out somebody else. So that's what I did.
Win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win, you know. And so we did a video, and like I remember getting off the video, I'm like, "You're going to be a big channel," because like he was prepared. He had this knowledge. He was showing me things in the game like I didn't know about, and I played Call of Duty at that point too long. And now if you put my hours,
shooting through the fence?
Shooting through the fence, yeah, on underpass.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Yeah, on underpass there was this thing where players wouldn't spawn in front of you. If you were looking in a direction, then the player would tend not to spawn there. But there was a chain link fence that you could shoot through, and the game's logic made it like you couldn't, like it thought you couldn't see through the chain link fence. It treated it like a wall, but you could see through it, and you could sit there and just shoot players the second they spawned in. And I had that like timestamp 1 minute 53 seconds. Mention this. I had a lot of things that I wanted to bring up. So anyway, that's how that happened. So yeah, the commentary went really well. Wings liked the content. I got a lot of subs out of it, and it was the beginning of my like a growth phase for me.
It like we just stayed friends after that. We did more dual commentaries, and eventually we created a podcast.
Painkiller already, and Wings did almost 200 episodes of that.
Yep,
it's a lot. Crazy, you didn't know Yu-Gi-Oh. Do you know who Yu-Gi-Oh is, Wings?
Yu-Gi-Oh is a game.
Oh,
it's like
I thought it was
it's like knockoff Pokemon.
Okay.
Like I don't know anything more than that. Like if you showed me a Yu-Gi-Oh character, I'm like, okay. But like I do know it's a card game. Well, I have
Thanks, no diggity.
Tiger Spider. I have this issue where like I have issues with authority bad, and like I struggle being told what to do. I'd rather make less money and do my own things than make more money and be told to clean toilets.
Oppositional defiant.
Why not see a therapist to solve that issue? I don't look at it as an issue.
I'm a little different, actually. I'm pretty happy to follow. I do what I call leadership chicken. Like, imagine you're in science class and they put little teams together where 4 people are going to do a project. I'll give it like 60 seconds and wait for someone to take the lead. And if nobody does, then I step up. But if someone takes the lead, beautiful. Today's going to be an easy day. I have a lot less to do. And that's how I play Night Rain. If anyone starts leading, fine, I'll follow. If they don't, well, this team needs a leader. I'll step up.
That is my issue. My issue is like, let's take some locale stuff here. But stuff to like, dress as a woman or you're off the show. That kind of shit, like ultimatums.
Yeah. That sounds like setting boundaries.
Yeah, it's like I don't deal with those well. Like I'm more of like when you give me ultimatums, I'm more like fuck you. Like that's my personality. Like I'm more than happy to like put the walls up you want me to put up in Rainbow Six, and if you want to tell me how do you envision us winning this game, I will go along with that. But like somebody being like clean the like I've always said it like this: if you ask me to clean the toilet, I will clean the toilet. But if you tell me to clean the toilet, now we got an issue.
Honestly, the tell guys sound like bad leaders. If they pitch it like, hey, I have an idea. I think this would be huge. And maybe not wear a dress. Maybe that's a hard boundary. But it could be something else. Like, what if we stage a fight? Or what if we do this or that? I don't know. You probably hit it back and be part of the creative process. But if they just say my way or the highway, well, then they're doing it.
That's the one I don't do well with. My way or the highway. Alex says we get it. Wings, you're tough. I'm not tough at all. I'm just stubborn. Don't confuse tough with stubborn.
Oh, chat says, I love that Wings is coming around. Honestly, when he shows his true self as a dude playing games and yapping, I love it. And I didn't read the whole thing. Then he asked you to come on PKA, which I know you're not looking to do.
There's a whole thing. Like I work better off people than I do by myself. Because like when I'm by myself, like say I was streaming me standing next to this bonfire for like an hour by myself, I would normally just have people being like, you pushed your wife, blah blah blah. Your thing, or like 10 people asking me to go back to Locale Live or some shit like that. And it's like, all right, I've read this 2,000 times. Can we talk about something else? And they'd be like, okay, what do you think about Netanyahu? I was like, okay, did you not watch my stream the other day where I talked about him?
So I try to be really tolerant of repetitive questions on chat because they're not here for every minute. Like I understand that. But the other part of it, even before you got to it, I was like, I bet it's a chat that's not supportive enough, right? If you guys were on the same team, it'd be a totally different vibe. But sometimes your chat is not nice enough.
It's not even that. Like the people that want to support me get hammered by the ones that don't. Like if Woody's Gamer Tag came by and be like, hey, here's a $20 bill, Jordy. Thank you for doing a good job. Woody would get like 6 people in his DMs calling me like a pedophile, like a wife beater, that I starved my animals, all this other accusations that come out there, and they would like use out of context videos and stuff like that. And that's what donating gets you in the Jordy realm, and that's the issue. It gets to the point where the people that actually come here to want to look at the content and actually enjoy my personality, they get silenced by the critics.
So my question is, does that still happen, or are you like
100%?
Oh, that's even current? Yeah, because I knew that was a thing from years ago. But I guess it's a thing from now.
You might not
too.
know this, but I have. I can't say right now, but at some point I was the most hated man on the planet.
Well, I mean,
It's eased off a lot, especially with locale. But like, I remember, man, I remember talking to
most
the
hated
FBI.
man on the planet. I mean, like Vladimir Putin exists. And
Well,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, that's something one of the FBI agents told me that I was the most hated person he's ever seen.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know, any superlative means you're doing something big.
Because like,
Was the FBI agent cool?
yeah, he was. I had a couple of them. Initially, here's what happened. Like, people were pretending to be me on TikTok, and they would go into like people that lived near me. Like they would seek out people that were in like positions of like authority, like army drill sergeants, police officers and things like that. And they would find their TikTok streams and stuff like that, and then they would be like, and they would pretend they're pretending to be me in chat, right? So like, I'm going to rape your daughter when you go on like leave or like you go get deployed again in Iraq, and stuff like that. And he's like, and that will issue a reaction to this guy. And he's like, yeah, you go and try that. He's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Here's my address. And then they would throw my address up there. And then like they would jump on like voice chat with these people, and then they would play like sound clips from like my videos. They would take like and take lines out of context and just play it like a soundboard. And it was just convincing enough for this guy to want. Like, I had people come to my yard wanting to fist fight me and stuff like that. And then one day FBI agents show up. And and they were talking about like apparently they were talking about like I was going to kidnap some kids or some shit like that. I'm like, no, I ain't planning on kidnapping no kids. So then I had to take the FBI agents down the rabbit hole with like Kiwi Farms and like the trolling and like all the troll channels. And then I started getting swatted. So like there was a period where I got swatted 5 times in the span of probably 2 months. And that really kicked the ball going. And one of the channels, Wing Tings version 3, he ended up going to jail for 8 years over the swatting. Because we narrowed it down to him. And then locale came along, and I got a lot of money. I had a lot of people that wanted to legitimately help me and help me with investments, and I got a good little nest egg going. So I decided to hire a lawyer.
Okay.
And sent a lot of cease and desist letters out.
I'll have to find it. So the first time I got swatted, the police came, and I could have died, really. Like, they were there with I didn't know I was being swatted, and swatting was kind of new, so it wasn't the first thing I thought of. What I did know is that there were people hiding behind a tree in my front yard. My wife said she was just sure there were people there, and I look out and there's nothing. I don't see anybody. And I keep watching, and then behind my tree, someone turns their flashlight on and off real quick. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening here? And my head, I think there's like a team of banditos ready to raid the house. It didn't occur to me back in like 2010 or something, 2012, that I was being swatted. So I grab my shotgun, pistol, I grab a gun, and I'm like ready to defend my home from whoever's hiding in my bushes ready to attack. And they start banging on the door. They're like, open up. And I'm like, who the hell are you? And they don't. I eventually see them. They have these like riot gear helmets on and shields and everything at my front door. And next to my front door, there are these 2 glass panes. So I see it says like police on their head. And I put my gun down, and then we start talking and whatnot. It takes me a second to connect it. I'm like, I know what happened. I got swatted. Because I had heard, I think Keemstar got swatted before I did. And that was how I learned of its existence. Anyway, like 3 years later, there's a podcast, and the detective from the SWAT team is telling his side of the story. And I had never heard it before. Like, the way they told me, is not what this guy was thinking, or at least what he said he was thinking on the podcast. He's like, we got a call that this man had murdered his wife and murdered one of his children, and that the last one was under the bed, and we had to go in there and get her before it was too late. And he's like, it's weird. You don't usually like drive to the scene knowing that you're about to kill someone, but that's what we were prepared to do. And it was like, oh my gosh. So from his perspective, what had happened is those windows on the side of my door, my wife was there at the top of the stairs in her pajamas. And that's when they figured out. When they saw her, they're like, wait a second, she's supposed to be dead. This story isn't adding up anymore. What are we really dealing with? And, then, he met me and we talked it out and whatever. I got swatted many more times and developed a touch and go relationship with the Apex Police Department. But like, he was driving there to kill us. That was his state of mind. When he talked to me, he acted like they knew it was fishy from the start, but that's not what he said on the podcast. I'll have to find it. It's on the internet somewhere. But yeah, someone said Austin says swatting's basically attempted manslaughter. Kinda, right?
Oh, 100%. Like my swatting, I had a 45 pistol on my desk because I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, luckily for me, I wear headsets. You obviously wear headsets too. My headset's kind of noise canceling. So like, if something's happening in another room, can't really tell about it, right? So like, they had this big MRAP, which is like this armored truck thing parked in my front yard, and they were on the bullhorn, like telling me to come out the house and stuff, because like they were in the similar situation that I had killed my mother and I had my grandmother hostage, and I was ready to kill cops, right? That's what they came into. And I didn't know they were outside on the bullhorn because I had my headset on, right? But I was playing Rainbow Six. It was Operation Chimera. It was 2018. And I had a bottle of water. I wanted to go get another bottle of water. So like I take my headset off and I get up to go into my kitchen. And I'm in my kitchen. It's 3 guys with assault rifles. They had already broken in my back door. I was like,
Yeah. They broke in your door?
Yeah, they broke my back door. That was a nice $850 surprise.
They don't pay for that?
No, they do not. They do not.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. So eventually, I don't know how many times I got swatted. I lost count, but a dozen is close. And like the second time, like a bunch of police showed up, and then after a while, they'd start calling ahead. I gave them my cell phone, and they'd be like, "Hey, Woody, you killing your kids today?" I'm like, "No, not on a Tuesday." And they're like, "Cool. Well, we are obligated to stop by, so we'll be there shortly." And that was what my swattings turned into.
Your police force is way better than mine.
Dude, not entirely. Like, say after 8 or 9 swats, these two cops come out. One's older. I'm going to call him like 50. And the other's like 27 and all full of piss and vinegar. And the younger guy is like, we're here a lot. And I'm like, man, I wish there was something I could do about it. I hate it as much as you. I swear I'm not doing anything that should provoke this. And he's like, well, maybe it'd be better if you left town. And it's like, bro, like, you're the police. You're telling me to leave town?
Like, my first instinct is like, maybe better if you did your job good.
And then the older cop had a much different vibe on it. He's like, whoa. You can't say that to him. He's like, no. And then their boss swung by unprompted and said, hey, I heard what that guy said. I want you to know, like, that's not how we are. And, we're not asking the citizens of Apex to leave town for being victims. And it's like, all right. But it did make me feel bad. Like, shucks, bro, that the police are not supposed to tell you to leave town. Like,
see, my cops kind of enjoyed it. But after like the third one, like the fourth and fifth one, I remember getting called. They gave me an officer. I had my own personal officer who would call me. And they gave me a code I got to put in if I actually need police assistance. So they're going to stop responding to my numbers unless my code gets put in.
I did that with every pizza parlor in Apex.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a code, but I was like, take a Post-it, put my address on it right next to the phone. So people calling in the pizzas and orders and stuff, Like I was in a couple of them. I was like, I love your pizza. I think it's great, but I always prepay. I'm not that guy that pays at the door. So don't take my order unless it's prepaid. And they did just that. They put my address next to the phone, and they're like, "This address, we demand that they prepay," and that cut down on most of the pizza orders.
I'm trying to find out why our Lords of the Fallen isn't working today.
Yeah. If you could do that, that'd be great. I every so often change from option 1 to 3, but do you think we could both do 4?
I'll try it. I'm not
All
against
right.
it. Join session.
Oh, let me read this more carefully. All right, I'm trying it.
Set a password. Host player selects beckon lamp bearer, which that's not an option. Guest player or friend trial pass as a company lamp bearer. That's not an option either. I'm thinking I'm getting really old information here.
Yeah, I know they've patched it a couple of times. Someone said, "Well, at least sometimes you got free pizza." To
No,
be honest, it wasn't the pleasure you'd think. Like I did get free pizza, but I would feel obligated to eat the pizza like as a sign of gratitude, and I had already had dinner. And pizza's fine, but it's not my favorite like it is for some people. And I would just be like, here's like 500 calories I wish I didn't have to eat. It wasn't the gift that you might think it is.
so I'm reading here,
Okay.
and you said you got a patch recently on PC.
Yes, today. Yeah.
It says the firmware has to be the same as the
Oh,
console version. I don't know if I got a patch. So, like, how do we tell what version I have?
So I'm gonna go into settings and see if it's there somewhere.
This is when I text you, it's like, yeah, Lords of the Fallen is janky. This was my experience before our session yesterday. Let's see, information. I'm on version 1.077.000.
How did you learn that?
On PlayStation, you just press options and you go to information. I don't know what it is on Steam.
Oh, maybe I could look at the Steam. Two point zero three five. Does that sound? That doesn't sound anything like your number, does it?
No, mine's 1.077.000. So I'm
Maybe they're
thinking
not.
what happened is it desync. We're playing two different versions of the game at this point.
Yes, there should be an option in Steam, Woody, for you to revert to the previous version.
I will try that. I'm quitting my game.
I'm looking. There's nowhere to see what version I'm playing here. Maybe on the something on the dashboard that would just tell you. All right. Okay. On the dashboard, Woody, before you revert, it says I'm on version 2.0.3.0.
2.030.
Yeah.
I'm 2.035. So maybe I'm looking for how to revert to the previous version in Steam.
So that's our problem. We're on two different versions of the game.
That makes sense. It's not obvious to me how to revert. DP, do you know how to do this? I'm going to share my... window. Oh,
While Woody's doing this, let me tell you more story about trolling. So I've got a gang of them. I'm eventually going to write a book. I got to select my words here carefully. There was this one time that a guy called the cops on me because he thought I was giving away a fire pit. Like, it was an old man. He had this nice new Ford F-250, $80,000 truck. Comes pulling up in my yard, knocking on the door. He has his wife sitting in the truck with him. And he drove 2 hours to come get my fire pit. And I'm like, fire pit? Question mark. I'm like, so, and then he like pulled his phone up and he goes on Craigslist and there's a picture of me like, and me giving away a fire pit for free. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't own a fire pit at all. I mean, like, you're more than, if you want me to walk you around the property, I will. And he did not accept this as an answer.
He's like, you better come up with a fire pit.
Yeah, he wanted a fire pit that day. Like he was ornery. So like he ended up calling the cops on me and sat on my porch until the cops showed up. And like,
that's great.
I understand his plight. I'm like, I understand you're getting hoodooed here. I'm getting hoodooed as well. If you would like to sit down, we can have the cops come and talk to us. And I'll explain my side. I think this is the best for everything here. And I just went back inside until the cops came. I think the worst thing they've ever done was when the PlayStation 5 came out, they made this story up that I bought a PlayStation 5 for my son and then he died in a car wreck. And that I couldn't bear to keep the PlayStation 5, so I was giving it away. Oh my Lord. The amount of people that showed up to my house. Like literally, I couldn't explain myself fast enough to the person coming to get the PlayStation before the next person pulled into my yard. At one point, there was 4 different people there, and I was like standing on top of my porch explaining to 4 people at the same time that there was no PlayStation 5 for free here. Like,
that's great.
It's like, oh.
Hey, Woody, check admin.
Check admin. Okay.
Eventually you give up though. Eventually what I ended up doing is I went and had Kelly go get like some poster board, and I cut a big section of it out and I wrote in marker in bold letter, no PS5, and I put it on my screen door. And just when they knocked on the door, they could read it.
All right. I'm watching a quick video on how to revert my version.
Oh, they got into my PSA account 3 times at this point.
Oh, yeah. I remember when that guy hacked my Xbox account. So I was like big. I really liked that my Twitter, my Xbox account, my YouTube channel, everything had the same name. So I couldn't just like fire up a new Xbox account called like whatever random name and have it be the same thing. So I wanted this Xbox account back, and these hackers took it from me and like sort of, they had me banned for like 9,999 years from Xbox. And the head of security at Microsoft, his name was B. So before I reached out to him, I reached out to the hackers, and I was like, why are you guys doing this? It was Christmas Eve, and I'm like just trying to charm my way into getting my Xbox account back. Like, I like, did I do something to you? Like, why are you doing this to me? And their answer was, why am I doing this to you? Why does your breath smell like cum? And I'm like, all right. So yeah, I'm not getting anywhere with these guys. So then I wrote to B, the Microsoft like head security architect, and he didn't reply. So then everyone who followed my Twitter account started spamming this guy, and he wasn't used to that kind of attention. And to him, it was like the most aggressive act ever. A bunch of people tweeting him. He was mad at me, but he gave me my account back. So I was happy for that.
I didn't get that level of luck.
No.
I had to call. They reverse engineered their way into my account. I figured this out on my own. Basically, when I set my account up in 2007, they had a series of questions that needed to be answered in case you ever forgot your password, right? And throughout my YouTube career, I'd given the answer to these questions in various podcasts and YouTube videos. And I didn't realize it because I never thought about those stupid ass questions because I set them up in 2007. Here it is, 2020, 13, 14 years later. And it's like, what questions on PlayStation? What was my first car? What street did I grow up on? So they reverse engineered all these questions and they got into my PlayStation account. That's how they did it.
Oh, that happened to T-Mart.
And so I'm like my PlayStation account, I got like 10 grand worth of fucking PlayStation games or some shit like that, right? It's a very lucrative account. It's an old account, whatever it might be. And so I call Sony. I'm like, hey, somebody changed the passcode on my account. And then and they said they can't do anything because your account's banned. I'm like, my account's banned? ? Yeah, for racism. So apparently they went onto my account and then started like messaging people like the N-word and stuff like that. They actually messaged each other the N-word and they reported it. So like PlayStation banned my account for like a week or something like that, whatever the first offense is. It's like, okay. So like I had to wait a week. So PlayStation won't do anything if your account's banned. They won't even talk to you. So I waited a week. My account got unbanned. And I called PlayStation like, we'll escort this to a superior team because they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. Oh, I'm a YouTuber, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, PlayStation does not give a fuck about you. They don't help you. At the end of the result, PlayStation stopped accepting my calls. Like, you've been calling a lot. Is there anything we can help you with? No? Hang up. How I ended up getting my account back is I thought about these stupid questions and they never changed the answers to these questions. So I went back and reverse engineered my own account and put the questions in and answered them and then changed the password back and I got my account back. That's number one. That's the first time it happened. So, well, lo and behold for me, I didn't realize that once you're in your account, there's a series of PIN codes that you can print out that you could put in case you didn't want to use the questions. Well, they use these and there's like 30 of them. They give you a screenshot of like 30 of them and they use these to get back into my account a second time and change the passcode. Luckily for me, I had that on my phone from when I got back to my account and I used that to get my account back a second time, but not before they got it banned a month. So now I had to wait a month out, get my account back, and then I logged in. And now I went burnt forest. I tore the entire Amazon rainforest down. Like I changed the email address, I changed the passcode, I changed all the answers to the security questions. And let me tell you, you ain't ever getting them right. You ain't ever getting them right. Because I fell asleep on the keyboard and I took a picture of it.
They were using my Netflix account to hack. Like what they do is they'd social engineer Netflix and they'd be like, this is my name, this is my address, this is the last 4 digits of my credit card number. All things they were able to like, no, they didn't have the last 4 digits, but they got that from the person by giving them all the other information. They only had one missing piece and they tricked the Netflix customer support rep. And then with that final key, the last 4 digits of my credit card number, not the whole thing, just the last 4, they took that to Microsoft and stole my account. So I changed Netflix to 1, I don't even pay with a credit card. And 2, I use a fake name on my Netflix account so that they can't use that to like prove who they are. And like fake names and accounts and alternative payment methods are just the standard now, I guess, if you're on that.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but like this reminded me of something what you're saying. Like Sony sucks so much ass. Because I had access to the email on my PlayStation account. And it's like one of the things to verify your account, they like, what's the credit card number? I gave them the credit card number. What's the last 5 purchases? I gave them the 5 purchases and the stock code for that. I gave them everything they possibly could have needed to verify that it was my account and they would not give it back to me. I hated that. That was so mad. And T, to answer your question, I think this is just the Lords of the Fallen thing. I don't know if Woody wants to do this weekly. That would be a podcast.
Woody, make sure you have permission to stream this shit. Solid advice. Solid advice.
I was a young man back then. I'm old now. Because like people forget you age. People still throw shit up in my face when I was like 23. I'm almost 40 now.
It's a different person.
Yeah. I've lived an entirely different life at that point, almost in that same time frame.
Let me Google this. I wonder if there's a Lords of the Fallen subreddit where they're talking about this.
I look pretty young. The gray hairs on my beard, is that... Let me give you a good look here. I remember when Woody started YouTube, he was like 34, and people
36,
considered him a
yeah.
grandpa.
I know.
And I'm older than he was now.
I've enjoyed that transition to where, like, all the people who considered me inconceivably old have reached that age. Like, this is good. I'm happy for that. I don't know how to revert version. I think maybe that isn't possible.
I don't think it is going to be possible because like they do Steam achievements. I think we just have to wait until Lords of the Fallen gets updated.
Maybe that's
on
the
PlayStation.
Case. What can we do in the short term?
I mean, we've done a podcast for like 30 minutes.
An hour, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about the drinking water thing, but like men in my family notoriously go gray and balding. I'm just stereotypical Santa Claus up in this motherfucker.
The hair on the top of my head, it has some gray, especially around my ears, but it's covered by the headset. But my beard is mostly gray at this point. I don't like the look. Taylor and Kyle are convinced it's amazing, but I don't agree.
You know, like the silver fox is sexy. That's what women go after.
Dude, so I'm 52, but I bet I could pass for like upper 40s when I'm shaved, and I could pass for 65 when I've got this beard on. It's old as heck.
Have you seen me lately?
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm full on. Only thing that's got color is like my mustache and like a little bit of my goatee. Like everything else is gray. And like if I grow my hair out, all down the top of my ears is gray, all on the sides, and then I'm just bald up top. It's like okay. I look like Bernie Sanders.
You got. I probably have to re-enter my password. I'm gonna do that real quick.
Why do people always send it? I just got a $10 donation. You spent years complaining about how much Woody and Kyle screwed you over, trying to get back in. I'm not trying to get back into PKA money. I'm not. I promise you.
He actually doesn't even want to come on.
Right.
It's
like I'm perfectly content with my life. Like once I get off this, me and Kelly might go do gig work, and we don't do gig work because we have to do it. We do it because we want to do it. It's time we can spend together instead of watching TV. Go out and get out the car, walk around, do exercise, that kind of shit.
So I tried matchmaking one more time. I don't know if you're matchmaking.
Let me get back in the game.
Okay. When was the first time Wings and I met in real life?
Charlotte, North Carolina. Black Ops 1. Early.
Yeah, I'm trying. We came to your house, right?
No. That was after that. Like first time we met was we were getting Black Ops. Is
that the first time we met? Getting Black Ops?
Yeah.
When you arranged it?
Yeah.
You found a guy with just the right
Charlotte.
moral code to sell it early. Dude, I still take pride in that. I think the first time I got a game early, I paid $500. And some of the other content creators were mocking me, talking about how stupid I was to pay $500 to get the game like a week early. But when it dropped, I had like a series of banger videos with knowledge that I couldn't have had with just a few hours of gameplay. And it turned out to be like something that really worked out well for me. Yeah, it was a great business decision.
Yeah, you
Pay for early
you
access.
spend $300-400, but you make 8,000. So like, why? Who cares, right?
Dude, so I had a couple things go right for me. One of them involves you. At the very start of Black Ops 1. Modern Warfare 2 ended with my Shucks You video, which was really popular, the song. And then another is I made a class guide that got over 1 million views back when 1 million views was really exceptional. And the third is you got an emergency airdrop on Nuketown and just gave it all away. I picked up a chopper gunner and got like a really good game that I didn't even earn. It was just your chopper gunner that you gave me. And that got like 1 million views too, because people had never seen a chopper gunner go ham like that on Nuketown. So those 3 videos were all like 1 million view videos at the same time. I was growing like 18,000 subs a day back when that was like, top 5 in all of YouTube. And it all happened because I got Black Ops early. Well, most of it. So, heck you haters.
That's never understood. People make fun of me for paying $900 for a PS5 early because like I couldn't get one. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a Scout one.
Right.
I'm like, why not have the thing that I make money with? Like, if you need a 2,500 truck to do your job, you get a 2,500 truck to do your job. It's like it's an investment. It's a tax write-off if I want it to be.
You're 1,000% right.
Yeah.
I can be pretty frugal, like on a day-to-day basis, but in business, I've never been that frugal. Like, if this is what makes your money, don't buy the Harbor Freight version. That's probably not what you're looking for.
I don't know why I thought about this, but we're talking about like the thick control. Like, you remember Ocean Gate,
No.
the submarine that went down to the Titanic and it kind of imploded?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm laughing. It's a tragedy, but yeah, I remember.
That dude used a Logitech controller to control that thing, and for some reason, that's the biggest offense he did in this whole situation. Like,
that's the real crime here.
That's this man cut so many fucking corners that he didn't even get like a standard Xbox or PlayStation controller. Like, why would you get the knockoff? I wouldn't use the knockoff to play a Call of Duty session, much less drive somebody to the Titanic.
So I don't know what controller he had, but I've changed my mind about aftermarket controllers. If you go back 10 years, the Mad Catz was the one you gave your friend you didn't really like or your little brother. Nowadays, the aftermarket controllers are the good ones. Like the Scuff. I play with a...
Yeah, but the Scuff uses OEM parts.
No, I don't think it does anymore. Actually, I'm sure it doesn't anymore. And the Fly Digi that I use, it's $80. It's not like super expensive or super cheap. But I think it's better than anything Xbox makes. The Hall effect sticks are better. The buttons on the back are essential to me. The sticks are they never drift. They programmatically fix that. I have these rings around the sticks that determine the tension of the sticks, whether you want them real floppy or nice and tight, whatever your preference is. Aftermarket controllers have surpassed OEM according to me.
Have you touched the high-end OEM controllers? I have one somewhere. I don't know where it is. But like my Elite controller, my PlayStation 5 Elite controller, it has everything you just said. Like back buttons, the tensions on the potentiometers and everything.
I have, and I'm showing my stream, these 2 extra buttons right here. Oops, I'm not sharing my gameplay. And I program them for game mechanics that I find complicated. Like for Night Rain, for example. There's a skill and an ult that you have to pull. And sometimes in the heat of combat, I can find hitting like, I don't even know what it is because I programmed it, but I think you hit like Y and LB and Y and RB, like a combo or something. No, that changes the 2 hands of weapon. Anyway, I was like, this is a lot for me to memorize. So I just programmed the macro in. And now when I want to hit my skill or an ult, it's just one button because I have extra buttons dedicated to that. I found blocking in Neo 2 was some button that made me take my hand off the thumbstick so I couldn't like change my camera angle and block at the same time. So I put block on the back of the controller. I put dodge on the back of my controller. That's how essential the back buttons are to me now. So anyway, yeah, I like my aftermarket controller. I think they're the best.
I don't know. I don't use the PlayStation 5 Elite one because it's too heavy. I'm a sissy. Like I
don't know.
literally using the PS5 controller today, just the standard one that came with my Pro.
Well, you've been adapted to that for like 20 years now, so you don't want to change. That's why I'm on the Xbox controller, because that's what I've been using for a long time.
I don't think we're playing Lords of the Fallen today.
I don't think so either. I wonder if there's another co-op game. I don't know.
Like this is
Maybe.
like why would they update the PC version and not update the console versions to match the PC version if you have a cross-play game? Like this seems like an oversight. Because I feel like that's the problem. You're on 35, I'm on 30.
I agree. I think that is the problem. I think I messed up my controls.
All right, DL5 says send something to Woody.
There we go.
Oh, this is 2 years ago.
In settings, go to multiplayer. Make sure you're both set to yes. Input the same password. Then one of you
I was told to give you
accompany
this.
lap bearer and one of you beckon lamp bearer.
Yeah.
So
That's
he
old.
probably gave good advice, but I think he's out of date because, oops, I made a mistake. What did I just choose? Rest, no big deal. See, those options aren't on here. And I don't think they were on here when it worked, whatever it was, 3 days ago.
They weren't.
Yeah, now it's beckon, join session, stuff like that. Macros are cheating, Woody? I disagree. I choose to disagree.
I used to
So-
consider them cheating until Xbox and PlayStation created their own. My whole thing with cheating, if Xbox gives you an option that's for them, like there's an elite Xbox controller with back paddles,
Right.
it's fair game at that point. Like
I see the logic. Yeah.
because like
And I could see how macros are cheating if, for example, you make your G36 full auto. Is that what that gun was?
yeah,
And, like stuff like that. But that's not what this is. It's just a different button that does a button combo. Maybe it's cheating. I don't know.
is
I
Woody
consider it close enough.
somebody's actually is Woody 500 pounds? No, Woody's superpower in life, other than napping, is willpower. Like Woody, I've always said Woody has like if Woody sees a problem, he will throw his whole being at it until the problem is done. And I've never. That's what I've always looked at as his superpower.
Well, thank you. And napping is the best one.
Yeah.
My other superpower.
That I remember on PK, you're like, oh, I could take a nap anywhere.
I can. I've done that so many times. When I went to college at night after work, and then sometimes traffic was late, and I'd have 30 minutes before class, so I'd take a 20-minute nap right there, wake up, and do my thing. I'm a good napper. That's my secret. I'm always exhausted.
Another $10 troll thing. You don't say you want PK money, but you're spending all your streams complaining about not making donations goals since leaving LCL. Trail Boss ain't gonna pay for itself. Low effort stream or your forte. First off, I own my Trail Boss. There's no bank note on it. Second off, I don't complain about donations. I'm pretty sure Woody's never heard me talk about it. And you're just projecting. That's all you're doing, my man. Thank you for the $10 though.
I had 2 super chats. Woody would rather have privacy over pizzas. Thank you for the $2. And can you give Wings my condolences for having to speak to Boogie so often? Sure, I guess. I'm not sure.
I don't dislike Boogie. I don't dislike Boogie or Keem. Like Boogie's actually pretty fucking fun to hang out with. He's charismatic. He's fun. He's eloquent. He speaks really well. And Keem's Keem. I mean, like he's eccentric. That's what I would like to say. Like Keem is like this stereotypical big idea guy that, for some reason, just buys everything Trump is into, and Elon Musk.
Yeah, Keem's not my friend. We're not. I don't think we'll ever see eye to eye.
I don't know what happened between you and Keem, but he's not as bad as a person as he portrays online. I'll say that.
I never bought that. Like The man doesn't get to tweet videos of my son and then say that's just a character I play. I'm not responsible for those things. Right? Like the man doesn't get to talk about my family day after day and then say, "Oh, that wasn't Daniel Keem. That was Keemstar. He's an imaginary person on the internet and I'm not responsible for what he says or does." Right? The man doesn't get to just treat the entire planet as something in which he can extract resources from selfishly to their demise and then say, "Oh no, that wasn't me. That was this fictitious character on the internet. I'm a really good guy. I'm not responsible for the things that I do online." And it's like, "No, bro, you are." He's made videos lying about me again and again and again. Um, and then he's like, "Oh, that's just me. That's Keemstar. Keem didn't make those videos. Daniel didn't make those videos. Keemstar made those, and those are just for kicks."
Did he say
And it's
that?
like, "No, you're a bad person. You lie all the time, and you don't get to deny responsibility for that."
I see levels of truth in what you're saying, and I agree he does do that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you wouldn't expect him to do. And like, does it even out? That's person to person, right? And I'm sure he's
Yeah.
probably outed you more than he's outed me. Like, and you're 100% justified for not wanting to be his friend. That's cool. I'm just trying to say he's not a terrible, no
You've had a
good, very
better
bad
experience.
person.
You've had a better experience with him than I have, yeah. Like, the whole like Woody sued that child for 10 grand thing. I've told this story so many times, but first of all, my part of it was 6 grand. The other 4 were other YouTubers. And secondly, like one of those grands was like PKA, and then the rest was Woodycraft. This is all close to right. And we contacted the kid's parents. We're like, "Dude, this guy's gaming budget is extreme. Is this what you meant to do?" And his parents were like, "Yep, we got this covered. It's cool." And then he decided to charge everything back. And it wasn't just me, it was also other YouTubers. And I was trying to make an example because I had huge chargeback problems at Woodycraft. Every time someone decided they were going to like just play somewhere else, they'd want a refund of everything they ever bought. Okay. So Keemstar makes a video and says, "This poor child meant to donate $100 and he forgot the decimal point. So Woody's now trying to keep that 10 grand. That's 100% bullshit, right? Woodycraft didn't have anything where you could enter your own prices. That's like making the same story up about Amazon. Keemstar completely lied to everyone in his video, saying he accidentally left off a decimal point, and that was his side of the story. Bro, Keemstar's just a lying sack of shit who makes things up about me all the time. So I don't fuck with him. Anyway,
I'm seriously thinking like I could almost have been you, Woody.
upend me, you said?
No, could have been you. Like,
Oh.
I almost had to sue somebody for like 10 grand, and it was a child. I was in with Team Envious in 2010. Me and a guy named Tyler Thompson. And I'm sure he might still be with them if they're still a thing. I think they got sold to Optic Hex at some point. But we were in 2010. This is Black Ops 1. This is like UGM. It's not UGM. MLG Dallas. It was about to happen, and they give you the time frame. And we go to Hastro and Stainville, and like me and Tyler come in. We're trying to inject money into Envious to try to get them to go forward. Like we put them in like a house in North Carolina, pay off like some parking tickets and like some speeding tickets and things like that. Tried to get them situated so all they had to concentrate was gaming, right?
Mhm.
Just want you to game. And we went to Stainville and Hastro, and we go, "Who do you guys need to win MLG Dallas?" And they listed a couple names, and the names were TP and Aches.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all right, bet. I used my connections to get to talk to TP and Aches, and I got them both to agree to come sign, to drop their team and come sign with Envious for $5,000 each. And so we send them the money, we send them the contracts, they sign the contracts, blah 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 blah. Fast forward, it's time to start scrimming. It's time to start practicing and getting the job done, getting the team coordination down. They don't show up. So they don't show up for a week. So like there's a week we haven't been able to practice. So I reach out to them and be like, "Hey, we paid you guys. You guys gonna come play with us?" And they said no.
Okay.
I forgot which one it was. One of them gave the money back. One didn't want to give the money back.
Okay.
And at that point, it's like, do I need to send Sharif? I know you probably remember Sharif.
That takes me back.
Yeah, like I used to have a friend that I used to work with in Met class. His name was Sharif, and he was like a 6'8" black guy. Like he's just big, tall ass motherfucker, and he makes a lot of bad life choices. But for like $400 or $500, I could get what I needed done.
For $400 or $500, he'll make one more.
Yeah, like this man lived day to day, but like he was big and intimidating looking, right? So like eventually I got a hold of the guy's mother, and she, I got a contract, blah blah blah. So I took the legal route and got it, but I was ready to send Sharif because like I knew where you lived at. I had correspondence with you. I had to get your address and all your information. What are you doing? What are you trying to steal from me? But like there was a close where I would add to sue a child. But the problem with that is like children aren't allowed to have contracts. You have to have contracts with their parents. So there's that.
I saw someone in chat said, "Why are you guys talking about Keemstar's daughter? Y'all look like freaks." I don't know what you said, but let's not talk about Keemstar's kids, please. That's not the vibe we're looking for.
Why add context that he's black? Because I want you to fully visualize Sharif.
All right.
I think that's Lords of the Fallen, boys.
I'm thinking the same thing. You know what? I wouldn't mind setting up. Is there any other co-op Souls games?
Let me look at my Steam.
So you don't do PC gaming very much?
I don't, but I do have some Dark Souls games on PC. Let me fire my Steam up. Do I even have it installed?
Night Rain. Oh, but that doesn't have crossplay.
Yeah. So I have on PC, I have Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, which isn't remastered. I got Dark Souls 2 Base Edition. I have Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3 has some co-op, right?
It should.
I think. How far does the co-op go?
You summon people in, but like as soon as you summon people in, we're going to fight phantoms. Red phantoms.
Oh my god, we're gonna have phantoms constantly.
Yes.
There's enough people that dislike us that it's just gonna be a battle royale.
But there is perks here. I am a triple gold dueler on Dark Souls 3.
Is that a real thing or a self-description?
That's a real thing, because when the Ashes of Arendelle DLC came out, there's an arena that came in, and there was like singles, doubles, and triples, and I'm a gold tier in all three.
I'm the opposite. I'm like still figuring out how to gesture while I lose the duel.
Yeah. like Dark Souls 3 is the one Souls game I'm 100% confident I'm gonna beat you 95% of the time. Like,
yeah,
well, not you specifically, but everybody on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, I play Souls games a lot, so I'm not total trash, but I've lost more than I've won.
The only issue with Dark Souls is you got to have the right weapon to duel, because some weapons aren't PvP weapons. Like mace, good PvP weapon. Straight sword, good PvP weapon. Whip, not so much.
In Elden Ring, I know a little bit more. I'm still not a duel guy, but you can have setups that are really designed for PvP, and you go in there against an unexpected dude who's set up for PvE, and you have an advantage. And I just wish the invaders kind of recognize, like, yeah, this class is totally decked out for PvP, and yours is not. It's not the same. It's not fair, but whatevs. Someone asked me, how's the medium man hanging?
What does that mean?
Thanks. Dude, so I told this story on PKA like a month ago, and it has had traction. So it starts with this background. I was really late to hit puberty. Like, embarrassed. It was so late. I was in like the bottom 5 or 10% of kids that hit puberty, but I felt like the very last one. When I was 12, being an awful child, I did this thing where like my friend and I got these two girls, and we went to this, like, it wasn't an abandoned house, but it was a summer home, and my friend had the key to it because his family was trusted to like watch their home over the winter while they went back to Philadelphia or whatever. Okay, so we used the key and we went in this empty home and we drank their alcohol. Me, my friend, and these two girls. Anyway, I'm making out with one of these girls, and lucky me, she touches my penis. It is not the spectacle that you'd hope it would be. I'm 12 and I'm late to the puberty train. Anyway, a few days later, we're on the phone, and this is like 1980s phone where like everyone puts their ear to the same landline phone and talks like sort of sharing the handset. And someone asked her how big it was, and she's like, medium. And I was thrilled. That was the best possible answer I could have gotten, like on the spectrum. And I was like, medium, heck yeah. Yeah, it is. That's right. I'm medium. And we've just sort of formed a medium gang ever since then, man. Medium, right here, baby. So that's the story.
Better to be a micro.
Right? It could be a lot worse. So anyway. Medium gang representing. And someone said Wings back on PKA. No, Wings is not interested in doing podcasts right now. Who knows?
Remember,
Life
I had
long,
my dick pic leaked, and I was ashamed of it because like I was on like half a chub, so I shared another one with Boogie.
Here's me on a better day.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't know your dick pic got leaked. I don't think I saw that. I saw one where people said it was you, but the dude didn't look anything like you.
Yeah, that's not it. But like, yeah, it got, dude, the story is so convoluted, and it kind of like shows like the incelness of my trolls. Whereas like, this is way back. I was like 25 years old, and like this girl was in college, and like this little redhead thing, and she was talking to me on Skype, kind of date myself. And she's like, hey, you want a video chat? I'm like, sure, we can video chat. So she's video chat. She's sitting in her dorm room and like that kind of stuff. And like all of a sudden, she like just takes her pants off and starts playing, right?
Going to town.
Right? And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, will you show me yours? And I'm like, all the bad things are going in my head now. It's like, like, what if this gets on the internet? Anything on the internet you put on the internet, it's on there forever. Lo and behold, hormones went over, and I snapped a dick pic. And like I sent it to her. Everything's cool for about 15 years.
Oh no! So she was a real person. You didn't fall for a video.
No. It was a real person. I asked her age. I made her show her driver's license, the whole nine, right? Because like I didn't want to get hit with anything, right? Because and her brother knew she talked to me 15 years ago, and her brother turns out to be one of my trolls, or like in the trolling factor. So he goes through an old phone that she had in like one of the kitchen drawers and finds our conversation and finds the photo that she saved of my dick pic on that phone.
Oh.
And then he leaks that to the internet 15 years later. I was like, holy shit.
This shit doesn't go away.
So like people expect me to like, no, that's me. Cause like the people were trying to like, or going like I was going to deny it. So like they were like showing like pictures of me with like certain pants on and like other photos, or like trying to cross reference them. And like Wings had this color carpet at this particular time of the year.
They went full I Fly Illini on you.
Yeah. It's like, nah, that's me.
How else, is Boogie dating anyone now? Does he have a new girl?
No,
I know he got divorced.
Oh yeah, well he has Desi, which he has Desi too, but she hates being called Desi too because his wife's name was Desiree. His current girlfriend's named Desiree too.
Really, he has a type, I guess.
Yeah, and they're both redheads.
Okay.
He basically got his wife as a second form, but like the issue with this is Boogie got with her when she was 18, and now she's like 22. So they've been together like 4 years now. But like,
right.
And Boogie's 51, I think. So like a little bit of an age gap.
That's a gap. Yeah. something. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's pretty gappy. I used to be more judgmental over those gaps. Like, people talk about grooming all the time, and it's like, bro, they're adults. Perhaps let those two decide what gap works for them, not me.
I'm gonna say this. Like, I still consider Boogie my friend, but I'll say this: the only problem I have with Boogie's relationship, which isn't he shouldn't give a fuck what I'm about to say, is I wish he would do a better job at helping her with life. Like, she doesn't drive, she doesn't have a checking account. He carries her like ID around in his wallet because she doesn't carry stuff. Like, she is depending on him as a 22-year-old woman at this point and lives with him. He's not going to be there for her entire life, right? The age gap is so large that he's eventually going to probably pass on, and she's going to be like 35 and not learn any of the life skills she needs to survive in life. Like, I feel like he should be pushing her toward like going to school, getting a career, learning to drive. And I think these should be talks that should be had, and it isn't. And that's my only criticism of Boogie's relationship.
I see that. Yeah, Boogie's not trending like he's going to live to 130.
Right. Like, you always should take your partner and make your partner the best version of themselves. That's my thought process. I just don't want her to be abandoned, like age 35, and pick no life skills up whatsoever. And now she has to go on like government assistance because she decided she loved Boogie in her youth.
I get that. But I don't know. This just feels like a good opportunity. I used to tell my daughter, like, sometimes life hands you chances to stay quiet, and you need to seize them. That's how I'm vibing right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is not my business. I'll let the man.
Well, I've told this to his face. I'm never going to say something I wouldn't tell somebody to their face. And like, he agreed with me. He agreed with me on that.
Cool.
And then he didn't change his behavior at all. so like, how much did he really agree?
He placated me.
Yeah.
Well,
I installed Dark Souls
on PC.
Yes.
Really? Dark Souls what?
3.
Really?
Like, how do I change this? This is like, it's literally popped up on my side monitor. Can you start talking to Aiden Ross recently?
Who's Aiden Ross?
He's part owner of Steak with Trainwreck. You didn't watch like the Charleston White Island Boy fight at all?
No.
Do you know about this?
Any of these things? You're like, he's part owner of Steak. I'm like, I'll just be quiet about not knowing what Steak is.
Steak is
it's not food.
Steak is STAKE Steak. It's an online gambling site, like where you can go and like you can gamble real life money for crypto money. They don't pay out in real money; they pay out in crypto. But you can take the crypto and you can sell it, right? But it works for some people, right? I know White Boy made a lot of money with Steak. But Aid Ross is multimillionaire, probably getting close to the big B, right?
Okay.
As most casino owners do. So like him, he basically, he's trying to have fun. So he had this boxing event, and Charleston White is basically, you know who Uncle Ruckus is?
Maybe like a character.
He's a cartoon character that he's a black man that hates black people.
Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah. Well, Charleston White's the real life variant of that person. Like, Charleston White has been on the record saying the happiest day of his life is when you take a black man and put him in jail. Like, that's his line of thinking, right? So Charleston White is known as Unc on the internet, and he's got one eye. He's 50 years old. He's about 145 pounds, real skinny, short black dude. And one of the Island Boys had a baby recently, which I took my turn making fun of the baby as well. But the baby looks like an alien, like it suffers from Agent Orange. Like, it is really, really, really ugly. And so he's making fun of this guy's baby. And the island boy ain't having it. He's like, dog, I'll fuck you up, dog. You don't know me. I'm thuggy. And so like Aiden Ross is like, hey, won't you two get in a ring and fight? So they agreed to it. They agreed to do a prize fight. And so like you have a 23-year-old man versus a 50-year-old man, right? With one eye, right? So no depth perception, whatever. It should be an easy win for the 23-year-old, right? Just from age alone. Well, the island boy quit second round. He wanted a timeout. He like literally wanted a timeout in the second round. I was like, oh my Lord. It was a shit show of a fight.
That's terrible. You look good in your fight. Hey, Wings, I'm setting up a Dark Souls 3 character. And I thought I was supposed to choose like a master key or something as a gift. Am I mixing up my Souls games?
You are. Master Key's not a thing in Dark Souls 3. That's Dark Souls 1.
That's what's happening.
Generally, on Dark Souls 3, I either pick the Sovereignless Soul or I pick the White Branch. The Sovereignless Soul gives you like 2,000 extra souls at the beginning of the game. The White Branch allows the giant that shoots arrows. You just have it already. You don't have to find it in game.
Is that like a summon?
No, there's certain points in the game. There's Hawkeye Goth shoots arrows at enemies if they're next to white tree branches. And if you have a white tree branch, he looks at you as a friend.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. But you can also make him your friend by getting to him, right?
Yeah, just time saver.
I think I'll do the Sovereignless Soul. So I'm trying to quickly make a character. I just chose...
I'm trying to figure out how to hook my PlayStation controller up to my computer.
Okay, cool.
Would I fight one of the island boys for money? If the money's right, I will fight him. Like I said, I'll take a knockout from anybody if the bag is right.
Chat, any Dark Souls experts? You like what I got here? A warrior, Sovereignless Soul. I think those are the only decisions I have to make. Put fries in the bag, Woody. Put the fries in the bag. I don't know what to do with that advice.
That's the World of T-shirts quote.
Okay. Sovereignless Soul, Based Bean says, is what he would get. He says it's hard to spell, but I think he nailed it.
But watching the Island Boys fight, because both of them got into a fight. I honestly think I could take them 2v1.
What? You think you could take both 2v at the same time?
They have no fighting skills whatsoever. Like I'll tell you this. Like when I took on Boogie, I took it seriously. Like I did. I was out in my fucking yard. I was with Paul almost every day, sweating, carrying buckets of water, working on my technique. And Boogie didn't train at all. You know.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't.
Dude, you had that sick line where Boogie was like, "I'm gonna kick your ass," and you're like, "You can't even beat those stairs coming."
Oh,
up
dude,
the stairs.
Dude, like when I first seen Boogie, I met him first time I ever met Boogie in my fucking life was in front of the hotel where we had to do the weigh-ins. And the hotel, the elevator was broke, right? So we had to take the stairs up to like the third floor, and Boogie was like sucking his teeth. He was upset about it. And like I was carrying 50 pounds of water everywhere for like 6 weeks straight at that point. So like a flight of stairs was nothing. And like Boogie's over here like dying, sweating at the top of like 6 flights of stairs, like, you know, 6 individual flights.
Oh, yeah. 6 steps though. 6 flights or 6 steps?
6 flights. Like, you know, like, but it goes up, there's a landing, goes up, landing, 6 of those, you know, and it's like, I'm like, oh man, I've won this fight. I've won this fight.
You did win the fight.
That's the point. I knew I didn't have nothing to worry about. So
I won the fight. It was very much all your way, but also you won the walkout.
Yeah.
The rap song. Was it rap you did? I think so.
Yeah. Well, rap rock is Kid Rock.
I was here for it. I liked it.
But man, like I was trolling. But what you don't know is I was trolling Boogie the rest of that day because we had like 3 or 4 days before the fight after that point. And what I ended up doing was I was having Kelly wanted to go sightsee around London, So I had her put my like Apple Watch on, and she would go walk around London, and she'd amass like 30 or 40,000 steps. And then I would put the watch back on my arm, and when we'd go out to eat or something, I'd like, Boogie, look how many steps I did today. It's like I was like getting in his head, playing the mind games.
That's funny. So we need to get. I started Dark Souls 3.
I'm plugging my shit in, and like
That's fine.
the
No,
issue I'm having is my control's USB-C, and my camera is a USB-C, and I think I only have one USB-C on my entire device.
So Dark Souls 3 has a seamless co-op mod. You're playing on PC too?
Yeah, I don't have any DLC though.
I think he's away from his mic figuring things out.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm in the floor now.
What just happened? I think maybe we come back another day and have our mods installed and figured out.
I think that's best. Either that, or we buy Elden Ring or something.
Oh, I would play Elden Ring. Dude, Elden Ring seamless co-op, and now I'm competent again. That sounds really good to me. And you know what? You might enjoy the other mods available on Elden Ring.
Because like I think I need to buy a cable, like because like my cable for my PS5 normally is USB-C to USB-C, but I only have one USB-C port on my computer, and my camera takes that up. So to use it,
You could also buy a hub,
yeah.
right? Turn that 1 into 5 or something.
So like,
USB-C is good that way. Maybe you don't know. I'm telling you what you already know, but you can put a USB into like a hub, and then you have 5 ports on it. I do that and I love it.
so I think this is where we have to end today. We set this like Thursday.
You want to come back on? Oh, I usually don't stream Thursday because I have the show that night.
Okay, what day you want?
Do you want to make Friday?
Sure.
Okay.
It's
All
either
right.
it's either going to be Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3. I will text you if I buy Elden Ring.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I guess we'll wrap, and I'll do a little Night Rain solo or something, and then I'll call it a stream too.
Are
'cause
me
I
and Kelly
have,
married or just dating? Me and Kelly have been married going on 6 years now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know Woody's probably been married for 25 at this point.
Dude, it's 29 or 30. I don't know. I think it's 30, but we dated for 4 years, so something like that. But all right. So I think I'm gonna go try a little Night Rain,
All right.
and I'll sync up with you. Hopefully by Friday we've got the tech all sorted out.
All right, cool. See you, buddy.
All right, man. Later.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming out to the stream. Appreciate everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. I'm Audi 5000.